Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com or CrackedFemaleCode.com. Okay, so this video is going to be a shift, but it's going to be what this course is originally about and what it's really about, and it's also about what Mike Kollin is about. And the quick answer to both of those is love. Now, I grew up, okay, I'm going to go real quick. I grew up in a pretty brutal life. My mother was a psycho, flat out, just insane. And at a very young age, she started beating me with leather belts, and that young age was 8 months. Now, I have a point to all of this, okay? So, my mother essentially, when she kicked my father out, lined me and my 4 brothers up, so the 5 of us, and she beat us so severely, one by one, that we bled for days. And that wasn't the only time. This was a very consistent weekly thing on top of our pretty much individual daily beatings. Okay, but there was this one day a week where she would line us up and just do this. It was pretty brutal. I don't want to go too much. It was brutal. So at a young age, I got involved in boxing. I think I was about 8.5 years old when I first started boxing. I started in martial arts at the age of 4 on up. And then we moved to Wisconsin. Then I got onto the boxing team. So getting punched in the face really hard by someone who's trained to punch you in the face, it brings reality into reality. So a lot of people, at a very young age, life was all about pain for me. It was about like, this is life, like the reality of life. A lot of people don't live in reality. They live in their brain. They live up in their head. They're not really in reality. They don't understand the pain and the pleasure of reality, which is a right brain experience. So by the time I got into high school football, I remember my junior year, I was captain of the football team. We were section champions here in California. It was the largest section in California. I think the toughest sections were in Southern California, though, but we were ranked 8th in California and 18th in the United States. Now, I wasn't the biggest guy on the team, but I was the toughest guy. I remember at lunchtime, one of the offensive linemen, he was the captain, he was the offensive line captain. And he just sat down next to me. He looked at me and he goes, man, you're so, how did he say it? He said, either you're so sweet or you're so cute, yet you're the toughest guy in the school. And he says, it doesn't make sense. It's confusing. I was a really, really sweet person. Kind, caring, and loving. Well, the reason why it was confusing to him and most of the other guys is because they're living a lie, a complete falsehood, a complete lie. They couldn't be themselves. So they had to role play and action. Everything they said, everything they did, it was all egotistical, it was fake, it was acting. I mean, these were great actors, and men for the most part are great actors. They're so dissociated and disconnected from themselves, they don't know who they are anymore. So I remember I was talking to 2 of these guys. I don't think they were on the football team. They weren't very tough guys. They didn't lift weights, didn't work out, didn't play sports. And I was like, hey, what's going on? I was right next to the cafeteria, and we're just having a really nice conversation. Hey, what's up, Mike? Blah, 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 blah. And these 2 really cute girls walked by, and their voices went from like this to, hey, well, you know, and they stuck their chest out like this, and they stood up tall. Like, it was like an instant change. And I looked at them, and I'm like, why did you guys do that? So they were from, hey, Mike, what's going on, Mike, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, and just very casual, comfortable body language. And then when these 2 cute girls walked towards us or walked by us, they stuck their chest out, they threw their shoulders back, their head went up, and their voices lowered all the way. Hey, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. It was so fucking fake. And I just was like, what was that? And they're like, what was what? And I'm like, well, the whole voice change, you stuck your chest out. Like, what? I go, why'd you do that? Like, I could, for the life of me, I couldn't understand it. It made no sense to me. So as I got older, I began to realize a lot of men never really challenge themselves. So they don't know who they are. They have no idea what they're capable of, what they're willing to do, how far they're willing to go, how far they're not willing to go. It's like they just don't know themselves. So they're lost. they're lost in Never Never Land, and so therefore they have to rely on, well, how do other guys do it? And they copy and they act and they fake. See, by getting physically beaten and joining the boxing team and studying martial arts, and at this point I'd been in more than enough street fights, you get to know who you are. You know how far you're willing to push yourself. You know how much pain that you're willing to deal with. Like, you just know who you are. When people don't do that, they don't know who they are. They're lost. So essentially what this football player on the team was saying to me is, I don't know myself, and all the guys act like me, but you're different. I'm like, yeah, because I'm just being myself. Like, why would I have to act tough? Because I already know that I'm tough. I don't have to act tough or fake it. It's a lot more comfortable place to be. And women can sense this. So one of my things in life, not one of, but the most important thing in the world to me is love. This is why I do this work. So a lot of guys, it's all about seduction, about getting laid. Actually, here's the diabolical twist in this course, and also in understanding women. It's actually about understanding them. It's actually about understanding them mentally and emotionally, and then beginning to learn how to create loving emotions inside yourself. So a lot of guys are like, well, how do I make a girl like me? I'm like, well, you do it by liking yourself. And they're like, well, but what do I do to her? Well, you don't really do anything to her. It's what you do to yourself. You learn how to connect with yourself, your heart, your emotions, and your feelings. And you start to learn how to create good emotions inside. When you feel good inside you, she's going to sense that, and she's going to want to come over and feel that. She's going to want to connect with you. So I had a video come out about a week ago that was like, well, what do women mean? And I'm going to make it real quick. I can make the whole video probably in 30 seconds. Women tell men all the time. I remember in high school, girls would say this. In college, I mean, they always say it. Well, just be yourself. I remember in high school, a lot of guys would be like, kind of look at each other and nod, like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, even I did. I was like, I don't know what the hell they meant. I was being myself, but I didn't really know what they meant until I got older and studied psychology, left brain, right brain. And really simple, what does that really mean? It means open up to your emotions and feelings, which means opening up to your right brain, which goes down inside the body. It's the internal brain. It's about connecting to your feelings inside your body. That literally is yourself. Your left brain, your logical brain, is what we call in psychology, NLP and hypnosis and energy healing. It's the dissociated brain. It's the disconnected brain. It's the logical brain. It has nothing to do with yourself. So simply put, that entire video comes down to just open to being internal, to feeling your emotions and your feelings. That's what women mean when she says just be yourself. When you take the course Crack the Female Code, my 6-day course, I'm going to teach you how to speak from yourself. It's a very hard thing because most men automatically revert to, let me think about that. No, that's not yourself. You're speaking from the wrong place. And the minute you go there, you become dissociated, disconnected. And after a period of time, she has to go up into her logical brain, which means she's up in her head, or what women call being stuck in their head or being heady. And now she's disconnected from her mating system. She doesn't feel emotionally grounded. She doesn't feel good. Now she's feeling stuck in her head. It's a horrible feeling. Now, two things. Number one, you don't like it either, but you're so used to being there, you don't know there's anything different. This is why men are so up and down, happy, angry, happy, angry. It's like back and forth, like they're bipolar. They're not bipolar, they're just stuck in their head. And secondly, as I've said in almost all my videos, her mating system has a nerve that curves off to the right brain. So if you're in your logical brain, well, she has to leave that brain to go into the left brain, the logical processor, to understand you. Now, you just put yourself in the friend zone. Because logic is not emotions, and emotions connect to her mating system, which means they sexually turn her on. So now you just put yourself in the category of, oh, I'm a friend here. She's like, oh, okay, there's no sexual connection here, so I guess I'll just call him when I need some money or a free meal or a shoulder to cry on or need him to fix my car. So everything in my course is about teaching you how to ground yourself emotionally, to open up to your emotions and your feelings. Why? Because look at the picture. That's why. Now, logically telling you, learn how to open up to your right brain and connect with your emotions and feelings, that doesn't show you the path to get there. And the path to get there it's a bit challenging for the modern male. But that's what I have mastered in my course over the last 30 years. When you connect to yourself, you literally physically connect to your actual power, especially social power. And you start to feel comfortable with yourself. And this is what women want when they say, just be yourself, just be comfortable with yourself. So when you feel comfortable with yourself, well, you feel comfortable. So it's easy to talk to people. It's easy to interact with women, with life. Feeling comfortable is what women mean when they say they're looking for a confident man. But most men think it's, go in the left brain, disconnect, dissociate, put up the shields. No, that's fear. That's bravery. Now, bravery, literally means to face your fear and do it anyways, which means that's a state of fear which turns women off. She just wants you to feel confident, i.e. comfortable with yourself. So my course, there's 3 pieces. There's 3 core pieces. The number 1 is to get you to connect with yourself so you can feel comfortable with yourself. And women call this being emotionally grounded. Being emotionally grounded is the world to women. It's everything to a woman. If you're not emotionally grounded, it's going to irritate the shit out of them. Now, here's the deal. When you finally learn how to do these internal awareness techniques, how to ground yourself emotionally, once you get really good at it, I promise you, you will hate being around dudes that are all miserable. Hey, what's going on, man? And they talk kind of like nasally and talk like that, and they interrupt you all the time. And it's just like, dude, like men are so used to being this irritating, talking like this, and logically and through their nasals, and like, let me talk logically. They don't realize how irritating it is. They have no clue. Here's the interesting thing. When you come out of that and you start to physically feel comfortable, when you get back into that state of mind, you hate it. You want to run from it. And then you're like, oh, this is why women have women's nights out, because they're all in this open, comfortable space and they don't want Mr. Logical Dickhead to ruin the energy, to ruin the good feelings. Now, here's the thing. Women want to connect with you emotionally. They want to feel you emotionally, but if you're up in your head, they can't. In order for her to connect with you on an emotional level, you have to connect with you on an emotional level. You have to be there, otherwise she can't connect with you because there's nothing to connect with. There's nothing there. Like, look at this image. Look how happy she is. It's warm, it's soft, it's comforting. This is what women want. And guys do the egotistical thing, do energy drinks, yeah, get fired up. That's not going to make her feel comfortable with you, man. One of the things I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you how to open up and be internal and drop down into your emotions and feelings. Now, here's a chart that comes from the manual that you're going to receive when you take the course Cracked Female Code. Okay, so you get a manual full of all these different graphs and charts and diagrams and other stuff too. So on the right in pink is the woman. So she connects mentally first, and then second, look at the next on her heart is emotionally, and then she connects physically. This is romantic seduction to a woman. But a man first connects sexually in the groin, physically, and then goes up to his heart. This is crude seduction to a woman. They don't like that. They want to be seduced, but it has to be done in the female way, literally. And this is what women mean when they say they want to be swept off their feet. There's a process that when you take her through, it's extremely, and the word romantic really doesn't fit it. It's extremely seductive. It's a warm, comforting, romantic, sensual seduction. It's not a manipulation. Okay, so here's the difference between my course and all those dating guys on YouTube land, or whatever you want to call it. They're teaching you left brain things like don't do this, rule number 1. Here's what you should do. Rule number 2, well, make sure you don't do this. It's going to upset her. They're teaching you all this left brain disconnected, dissociated stuff. Now, your left brain, it makes sense. And you're like, yeah. But is it really working? Here's how much I mean. When you go out in public with me, you're going to notice how women are attracted to me. You're going to notice how women will walk up to me. They'll talk to me. They'll reach out and they'll touch me. And I don't do anything. I don't even go close to them. They come over to me. You're going to see it with your own eyes. The difference is between being a bullshitter and seeing why it works and seeing what works. and how it works and when it works and with who and why did it work with this one and not this one. Where is she at in the moment? See, a lot of this is about where is she at in the moment. If you can't see that, you're lost. And being able to see a woman in the moment is what women want. Most men just look at women like it's a video game. Like, okay, push button number 1, push button number 2. Pull the joystick to the left. It's like you're not even within the present moment with her. You can't tell whether it's making her feel good or making her feel bad. You can't tell if she's open emotionally, if she's stuck in her head. A big part of my course is for you coming into the present moment and seeing her for who she is in that moment. Because even you, I've had men completely change from the moment they walk in the door to 2 hours later to being extremely frustrated and angry to going back to being happy to sad to up and down. Men, you may not realize it, but you have emotions that shift constantly throughout the day. So at lunchtime in high school, the offensive lineman said, he goes, I just don't get it. You're just this really nice, sweet guy. Yeah, that's what he said. Really nice, sweet guy. Yet you're the toughest guy in school. Like nobody will fuck with you. If I could go back, I could say, well, that's because I'm not fake. I'm not following a set of rules. I'm not acting like everyone else because everyone is so concerned about fitting in. Now, okay, I hear a lot of people go, oh yeah, it's about being genuine, authentic, while they're being disconnected, dissociated, and not NOT, not authentic or genuine at all. The right brain, the internal brain, is the genuine, authentic you. It's when you're just naturally. So the word natural, that's right brain. Mechanical, that's logic. That's left brain. So if you have anxiety when it comes to approaching women, talking to women, interacting with women, it's because you're not being genuine. You're being Mr. Logical. You're coming from Mr. Logical. What is the right thing to say? Step 1, step 2, Robotron. She does not like. I do not understand. I'm following mysteries. And what's his face's step-by-step program? It is not working. Why is she getting mad? What is going on? Oh, no. Beep, 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 beep. Robot. Here's the deal. Most men are robots and they don't even know it. Why do you think women are constantly telling men, just be yourself? Because you're in your robot brain. Now, when I teach you these internal awareness techniques, it also teaches you not only how to be yourself, but it also takes away all the pressure and it allows you to accept yourself. Now, here's what I mean. The number one main core goal, if I had one single goal for this course, it's to take all the pressure off of you and all the pressure off of her. Now, the left brain is the pressure brain. Now, up at the top of this V is the open, freedom, spacious area. Now, men go down to the left brain, which is at the tip of this, right? This is where it's literally, all that energy gets condensed into a smaller and smaller pinpoint area, and there's lots of pressure. And that's why you feel pressure. So when you feel pressure when you're talking to a woman, guess what? She feels it too, and she's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And you go, I don't understand. I did all the steps. I don't understand. Like, why do women keep leaving me? Why won't they go out with me? Because you're creating pressure. No, dude, pressure is the number one turnoff when it comes to sex. A woman is not going to open up emotionally if you're putting pressure on her. But Mike, what are you talking about? What pressure? See, there's a series of techniques I'm going to walk you through, and for the first time in your life, you're going to release that pressure, and you're like, holy shit, I've been walking around with this pressure in my head and in my chest my entire life. I didn't even know it, because you're so used to living there. It's like you get numb to it. You just get used to it. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 30 years, client after client. Even this guy that was worth $300 million, he was like, holy shit. So he went through his second divorce. He goes, every woman I've been married to or in a relationship with, they would all say, just relax, calm down, just breathe. And he goes, I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. I'm like, yeah. I go, you're literally about to give yourself a heart attack. He goes, yeah, my doctor said that to me. So, guys, this is not a pressure course. You know how the pickup artists go, okay, if you walk in a club or coffee shop, you see a girl and you like her, you got 3 seconds, you got to approach. Dude, that is fucking pressure. My course, zero pressure. All of a sudden you can approach women because there's no pressure. There's no, what's the word? Hold on, let me find it. There's no expectation. There's no, I have to get her number. I have to get the girl. I've got to get her to like me. Like, there's no pressure. I promise you, when I teach you how to shift over to the other side, all the pressure is gone. And here's what happens. She feels comfortable talking to you. So now there's no pressure on her side either. So now there's no pressure from her either. So now you're both feeling good. The male energy at the tip is the push energy. Men are naturally pushy and they don't even know it. I've seen women in public go, God, back off, you're so pushy. And men are like, what are you talking about? Men, you've lived in that space for so long, you don't even know you're doing it. When I take you out of it, I promise you, you're going to be like, holy shit, I thought I was the most relaxed guy in the world. Like, dude, you're not relaxed at all. I promise you, when I shift you to the other side, you're going to learn relaxation for the first time in your life. And women are going to like it. Okay, you want two powerful tips, something that completely shifted everything and opened the door wide open for me? Stay with me here. So, I began to realize after going to clubs, so I went through a phase where I made myself go to the clubs every single night, 7 nights a week I think I did it for like a year. And then after that was 5 nights a week. I had to go to a club, a bar, some kind of social situation where I was interacting with women. So there's something that happened. Sometimes I would go and I would be completely, utterly exhausted. I'm like, nope, Mike, you have to go no matter what. If you're sick, if you're tired, no matter what. So I went, and I remember, so luckily I knew the bouncers, and they were really cool to me. Like, you're all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm just fucking tired. They're like, well, what are you here? I'm like, well, I've kind of got this thing. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, yeah, we get it. So I was leaning up against the wall, and kind of near the bouncer. He'd talk to me once in a while. I just kind of nod. I wouldn't say a fucking word because I was so fucking tired. So women would walk up to me, like 2 girls usually at a time, sometimes 3. They'd walk up and start a conversation. And I'm like, and here's the deal. I didn't really notice it until I woke up the next day. I was so tired, I would just talk to them. And I was so tired. I didn't have the energy to think. It was just like I would just blurt out whatever the fuck I was feeling. And I remember being so tired, I literally just didn't care if they liked me. I didn't care if they gave me the number. I didn't care if they walked away. I was so deliriously tired. Now here's the really weird thing. Every girl that walked up to me gave me their number, offered it. I didn't ask. Now, I had the sleeping problem back then, so the next night I went again, and it was the same thing. Women would approach me. They would hug me. They would talk to me. They would kind of touch my arm, and they would give me their number. And I'm just like, what's going on here? I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing openers or lines or pickup artist techniques. I'm so tired. I don't have the energy to think about what I'm going to say. So it's like I don't give a shit if she says fuck off. I was too tired to think of what's the right thing to say. And I thought, wait a minute, is there something to that? I stopped caring about what I was going to say, so I just started saying what I felt. And all of a sudden, women liked me more. It was a very interesting thing. If you haven't clicked the like button, please click like. And click subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We have a seminar coming up probably about 3-4 days from this video here in California for men. Okay, so then there was another thing that I had a realization. I was at the club, and this one guy was trying to say jokes. It's funny, right? It's funny. He would lean forward, which is male energy, push energy, the left logical, external, linear energy. He would lean forward into your face. It's funny, right? And he'd look at it, and he's leaning at his buddies. Funny. And even the girls that weren't even in our circle were just leaning away like, oh my God. It's like this guy was trying to pressure us to laugh at his jokes. Now here's the thing I realized. I thought about his joke and I thought that was actually a funny joke, but he ruined it because he tried to, male energy, push us, force us to laugh at the joke. He was trying to control us and manipulate us and make us laugh at the joke. But I thought about it when he was talking to his buddy. I thought that was a really funny joke. If he just would have let us, the key word, listen closely, allow us to laugh at it, we would have, but he didn't, and we kind of got cringed. And my master seduction brain kicked in and goes, wait a minute, how can I use this to pick up on women? Okay, it didn't quite work that way, but what it did work is I realized, like, man, there's times when I tried to make women listen to me and try to force, conversation onto them. And I realized if you just allow people to listen to you, okay, let's do the jokes. Here's what I realized. if you just allow people to laugh at your jokes or not laugh at your jokes, they are much more likely to not only laugh at your jokes, but also be comfortable if they're not funny. When you pressure them, that's what makes people feel uncomfortable and cringeworthy, and they want to walk away. It's the same thing when you're talking with a woman. You just start talking, blah, 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 blah. And if she, I'm going to teach you how to do this, how to be internal and how to have this energy of just completely allowing and letting go. When you have this way of being versus that lockdown, leaning forward, focusing eyeball to eyeball, that's controlling, man. And nobody wants to be controlled. Nobody. Let go. So one of the arts that I'm going to teach you that's a secondary part of this internal awareness stuff is learning how to completely allow people to be in their own space. I will literally show you how to do this. So all of a sudden, women or even guys, they just feel comfortable talking to you. There's no pressure. And they understand that, well, I don't have to listen to them. It's like, okay, here's what it is. You're totally okay with them listening to you or walking away. You're totally okay with them hanging out with you or not hanging out with you. When people feel that, that's when they feel comfortable, and that's when they want to be around you. All of a sudden, you become this person, this guy that women want to be around because they're not being controlled, they're not being pressured, they're not being pushed or pulled, which is male energy, which I'll explain more in person during the course. The male way of controlling, of pushing and pulling and leaning forward and making them laugh or making them listen to you, nobody likes that. And this is why you get anxiety. All of a sudden, everything shifts and you switch over to the other side and you allow people to be in their own space. You allow them to be at your comedy show or not be at your comedy show. It's like when they can feel that it's okay to laugh or not to laugh, that's when they're more likely to engage. That's when they're more likely to laugh. Because I'm going to tell you something. That last joke that guy said was actually funny when I was thinking about it. But it was because he tried to force us to laugh. It's funny, right? It's funny. And he did that. And I thought, Jesus, that's not very fucking funny now, dude. So when you learn how to do this, all of a sudden you feel confident around people. You feel confident and comfortable with yourself. You want real confidence? I'll show you how to do it in my course. Remember, we got openings right now at the end of August and going all the way through September. Okay, we have some filled up, but we have a lot of openings. We can do this in one-on-one coaching if you want to do it. I've been doing one-on-one coaching for this course for years, for decades. Now remember, buy my book, Crack the Female Code first. I really recommend you get the ultimate package that has Crack the Female Code. Get the girl, keep the girl, sex signals, and it's the bonus package. It's the internal language stuff. This will prepare you for the course so your brain doesn't get overwhelmed. If you were to read just the book Crack the Female Code, and I would say Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, you're going to be very comfortable in the course. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to teach you how to create a space that she feels comfortable in. So now she feels comfortable with you. Trust me, this is going to be a night and day difference for women. Women don't feel this when they meet men. They just don't. Here's what happens to the typical client. They take the course. It is mind-blowing. It is life-changing. And I mean immediately. And then what happens is you go off like on a, like you got a scale from left to right, but kind of like interest rate slowly goes up and up and up and up and up. And here's what happens. There is a curve. All of a sudden, you feel more comfortable. You feel a little bit more confident. And then you feel a little bit more and a little more, and more and more. And all of a sudden, 6 months, a year later, you're a completely different guy. And your friends are like, what happened to you? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you suddenly dating all these women? How come women approach you in grocery stores? Like what's going on? I'm telling you, here's what's going to happen. You're going to try to say, oh, I took this guy Mike Kollin's course, Crack the Female Code. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, well, and you're going to try to explain it. They're going to look at you like you're nuts. And this is, okay, and then you're going to see how stubborn and how dumb most guys are. And this is what I mean. They're looking down that narrow tube. They're watching you. They can see the results. And then they even come up to you and go, hey, what's going on? What changed? And when you try to explain it to them, like, nah, because they're negative. The negative brain discounts everything. And then you're going to look back and go, holy shit, I was like that. I watched some guy walking around with gold in his fucking hands. I even walked up to him and said, hey, how'd you get that gold? And when he told me, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to listen. I am telling you, most men using the left brain, they are limiting themselves. The left brain is the limiting brain. The right brain is the open possibilities brain. This is the brain that Tony Robbins talks about. Personal power, power. I call it take back your power. Your power brain is your right brain. Okay, I'm going to give you another tip. This is the third tip. So when I was at this club at the Matrix, now I've been going to nightclubs every night for 2 years straight. It was like a goal of mine. And I was at the end of this goal of doing it a minimum 5 to 7 days a week. And I was so fucking burned out. But what happened was all of a sudden now this is after I learned everything I just taught you about letting go and allowing people to be in their own space and how to create the techniques that I'd learned. And this really, really, really beautiful girl. She was a cute yet really beautiful, sexy, perfect shape, hot body. She was my type. She had an MBA. She was making over $100,000 a year, etc., etc. She was like 24, 25 years old or something. And this was an adorable, gorgeous, fucking hot girl who had her shit together. And we're talking. Oh, this is me in this picture, but these are not the girls. This girl was way hotter than these girls. So we're talking, and I literally felt like I was having to work to make the conversation go. I just thought, and it's a whole pickup artist thing. Well, okay, what am I going to say next? What's the right thing? Okay, what should I say? Step 1, step 2, step 3. It was like a fucking job, and I was like, fuck this. So I leaned forward, and I was like, I couldn't, because I had this girl in the back, and I'm like, this is the prettiest girl I've ever fucking met. I leaned forward and said, excuse me, stop. She goes, yeah. I go, I am so sorry for what I'm about to say. And I said, you have everything together. You've got a degree, a master's degree. You're in a business. You're in a corporate world. You make good money. You've got a great family. I go, you're obviously a good person. I am so sorry, but I feel like I'm having to work to make this conversation go. And I don't think we have a real connection. And she looked at me, she goes, thank you so much for saying that to me. I'm like, well, why? She goes, because I can't tell you how many men that I've dated where we didn't have a connection, but they didn't tell me on their side of the fence. And after 6 months, a year, we were arguing and fighting and like, what's going on? They were just trying to say the right thing. You know, the whole pickup artist thing, here's what you should tell them. Hey, Mike, what should I tell her? What's the right thing to say? All that bullshit. And she's like, thank you for doing that. You saved me and you a ton of time. Now, here's the deal. She gave me a hug. She gave me her number. She said, if you change your mind and you want to go on a date, here's my number. And she gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And she left in the most respectful, classy way. And I thought, man, that's just a wonderful person. I just made a decision right then and there. I'm so done making this a fucking job. It's like, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that's interesting that you want to engage. I'm done doing the work. I'm just tired of it. Literally 2.2 seconds after she walked away, this cute, bouncy little blonde, boing, literally slams into me. Not too hard, but it was more than a bump. It was like a bang. And I looked at her. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. I go, yeah, you accidentally on purpose bumped into me so you could meet me. I understand how you women work. And she starts to laugh. She goes, oh, you got me. I did. I was like, I know how it works. You guys have to do everything indirectly. And so we're just laughing. We're laughing. She's touching me. I'm touching her. She's pushing me. I'm pushing her. We're just like pinging each other, just laughing and giggling. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't thinking anything at all. I was like, I should ping her now. That's one of the things they teach in Pickup Art. You should ping her. Here's step 1, step 2. That makes you so fucking logical. There's no naturalness. So I was so tired with that last girl. I mean, I was happy that I met the last girl, but I just made a decision in that moment. Like, I'm done working. So she slams into me, and I was in this moment of I didn't give a fuck about what I was going to say, because I'd already learned before, like, just say whatever the fuck you want. They either like you for who you are or they don't. And that's my point. If you have to, okay, watch this. If you have to work to make a woman like you, get out, fucking run. That is going to be a fucking job for the rest of your days. Don't fucking do it. So here I am talking to this cute little blonde. She's ping-ponging around. Just, and we're laughing. And next thing you know, we'd been standing there talking for about 30 or 40 minutes, and a waitress walks up and says, would you guys like some drinks? And I was like, holy shit. I go, man, I've been talking to this girl for like 45 minutes. I go, it's like time's been flying. And it dawned on me, this is how you do it. You don't think. There was no premeditated thoughts or any thinking going on. I was just having a good old time fucking around. That's how it should be. And if it's not like that, bail. Now let's wrap this up with the beginning of this video. The most seductive thing to a woman is understanding her emotionally, being open emotionally, learning how to speak the internal right brain language. It is romantic, it is sensual, it is soft, it is seductive. It is the most powerful form of female seduction on the planet. I know, right? Love, communication, understanding, compassion, emotions, feelings. Wow, who would have thought? But no, Mike, we must be logical about all this. Step 1, step 2, step 3. It doesn't work. When you cross over to the other side, I promise you, you're going to see a world that's been right in fucking front of your face your entire lives. It's always been there. It's always been this way. You just were blind to it because you closed off. And this is literally what Jesus meant when he said, you have eyes, yet you cannot see. This is literally what he meant. When you open up, you're going to be like, holy shit. It will all make sense. Alright, that's it guys. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please click subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Click the like button. Go ahead and make a comment. And as always, you can make a donation to help out this channel to keep us going. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. And as usual, to really support this channel, buy my book Cracked Female Code or the Ultimate Package, and better yet, take my course Cracked Female Code for Men. It is coming up right now. We're going to do 2 in September. Sign up for one will be a morning one, the next one will be more of an afternoon into evening. So I'm in California, so if you're on the East Coast, you might want to come for the morning trainings because you guys get up 3 hours earlier, etc., or maybe if you're from another country, that'll work better for you. Alright guys, click the like button, click subscribe, buy my book Cracked Female Code now. Go to crackedfemalecode.com. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.